Just-in-time manufacturing is driven by inventory. Here we are looking at the System Startup Wizard. On System Startup Day, your first task will be to import on-hand quantities from your old inventory system. Here in this subsequent task, you will zero out stock in your old inventory. After you complete the other Startup Day tasks and activate the system, you will be operating exclusively with DBA's inventory system. Inventory drives job and PO generation in the MRP screen. Here we are looking at a set of planned POs. Accurate on-hand quantities of sell items, sub-assemblies, and purchased items are essential for driving this core just-in-time manufacturing process. Inventory also drives the job release process in the job control panel. Whenever the release job screen is launched, a batch process allocates on-hand quantities of sub-assemblies and purchased materials to jobs to determine which jobs can be released to live production and rescheduled as needed. Again, accurate inventory is essential for driving this core just-in-time manufacturing process. Inventory accuracy is facilitated with stock tracking by location as well as by lot and serial number. Here we are looking at the location screen. User-defined locations can represent shelves, bins, bulk storage areas, work centers, and receiving areas. A location can be designated as transitory, which means it is only for temporary use, such as an inspection and labeling location for PO receipts. Stock in transitory locations is blocked from being picked or issued. Locations are assigned to items in the Stock Items screen. Here we are looking at the Locations tab. Against each of your stock items, you specify a default receipt location and a default primary storage location. One benefit of the receipt location is that it can be used as a temporary location for inspection and labeling. Down here, you can optionally specify additional allowable locations either by assigning the item to a location group, which is a predefined group of locations, or by assigning the item to specific locations. Let's now take a look at lot and serial control. Lot and serial control is set up in this screen. Items can be tracked by lot number, serial number, and expiration date. Serial numbers can be set up for automatic formatting with a predetermined length, optional prefix, numeric counter, and optional suffix. Here we are looking at the Lot Serial tab within the Stock Item screen, where each item can be designated for lot control, serial control, and/or expiration date tracking. Inventory transactions are updated in real time so that stock quantities always reflect what is actually on hand. Inventory and WIP values are self-adjusting and require no period-end reconciliation or adjustment processes. Inventory gets increased in real time when POs are received in the PO receipt screen. One click of the Prefill button automatically receives all items to their default receipt locations. The only exception to the prefill process is when items are designated for lot or serial control. Down here in the lower panel, we've entered a lot number for this quantity against this item's default receipt location. Item labels can be printed concurrent with PO receipt transactions. You can create customized label formats and include PO information on the label, as well as lot numbers. The stock transfer is particularly useful when PO receipts are made to a default inspection and labeling location. After items are inspected and fully labeled, they can be transferred in a batch process from the receipt location to each item's primary storage location. From within the Work Center schedule screen, inventory gets reduced when subassemblies and materials are issued from stock to work centers just in time before job sequences are started. The material field indicates that material is needed and has not yet been issued to this job sequence. Clicking the material icon launches the Job Issues screen. One click of the Prefill button issues this job output quantity from primary locations against all job components assigned to this sequence. Unlike systems that deduct components after the fact when finished items are received, real-time issuing means that on-hand quantities never include materials and WIP. This completely eliminates the need to adjust for materials and WIP when making inventory transactions or conducting stock counts. Inventory gets increased in real time when finished items are received from jobs. Here we are looking at the job receipt screen. Down here in the lower panel, we are receiving an item designated for serial control. The program automatically generates a set of serial numbers against the item's default receipt location. Item labels can be printed concurrent with job receipt transactions. You can create customized label formats and include job information on the label, as well as serial numbers. Inventory gets reduced in real time when sales orders are picked for shipment. One click of the Prefill button automatically picks stock for items from default primary locations. Down here in the lower panel, this particular item is subject to serial control, so we are selecting the specific serial numbers that were picked for shipment. Cycle counting can be a valuable inventory management tool, especially with bulk raw materials such as plastics, where job usage quantities are not precise and vary from job to job for the same item. Cycle count codes are created and maintained on this tab. Here you schedule the desired frequency of stock counts for the items assigned to this code. Here on this tab you assign the items associated with the cycle count code. Stock counts enable you to perform physical counts to verify and update on-hand quantities by location for sets of items. A stock count can be initiated from a cycle count code or a custom-generated list. This lookup displays a list of cycle count codes that are due to be counted. A stock count can also be initiated for sets of items, by location groups, locations, item category, or a range of item IDs. Here we are creating a stock count from a cycle count code. Actual count quantities are entered on this screen. Any variance between the on-hand quantity and count quantity is displayed in this column. All inventory processes, PO receipts, job issues, job receipts, order picking, and stock counts are all performed in real time out in the shop. You can sign into the DBA system from any device using Microsoft Remote Desktop. Data views enable you to create your own custom reports in a spreadsheet format. You can sort, filter, and report on your stock items, stock on hand, and inventory transactions, including lot and serial number traceability. Here we are looking at transactions by serial number for the red wagon. The Inventory Value Report enables you to list your current inventory value or the value as of any past date. You can filter your report by item category, and the report can be limited to the change in value between two past dates. Again, it must be emphasized that because of real-time updating, inventory and WIP value in DBA are always completely up to date at any time and require no period-end reconciliation or adjustment processes. Accurate inventory is essential for any manufacturing system. Locations, lot and serial control, real-time updating, and cycle counting combine to give you an accurate, self-adjusting inventory that drives the activities of the just-in-time manufacturing system.